right. Well, this is a crew here. This is a crew here. And, I know everybody wants to know, like, what you've been doing, what's been up.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Hey, bro, I live 2 blocks from you. I come down and work out at your yoga performance center, DDP Yoga Performance Center.
Good plug.
Hey. I'm the dude with the toothpick, okay? I'm nearly 60. I'm right on your coattails.
61, baby.
Hey, I'd rather be the dude with the toothpick than the guy with the crazy superplex. I can still do it. So I'm not where I want to be, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be. I'm really happy where I'm at.
So, kid, where are you at right now? And
look at him. You see how good he looks?
I know he looks awesome.
He looks good. He looks as good as he did when I first met him. He was like 12.
I feel better than I ever have in my life. Ever.
But
and I mean,
where you at? Like, I'm talking about where you're living, what you're doing. Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant where am I at? Like,
no, dude. Your head's awesome.
Everything. That's what I
live
thought.
in LA now.
Look out your clear eyes, brother. You're like.
Right, exactly. Look at him. Look how thin he is, man. He's got abs.
I quit putting garbage in my body, Dally, and that's a lot of stuff I learned from you.
Just cleaner eating, man.
Like, look, I told him, I said, you got to take the sauce off of this beef. Come on, man, you're killing me here. And the Brussels sprouts and all that.
Dally's not even going to touch that because it's not organic. It's not Dally approved. He's going to look at it. He ain't going to touch it.
And I've done a lot of work on myself, and I've had more breakthroughs in the last year of my life than I have in the other 43 years of it, man. And I feel great. Keep busy every day. If I'm not busy, I'm at Malibu Creek Canyon hiking, and man, life is great now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's really amazing with the whole WWE network is our Monday Night Wars are everywhere. And some of them are skewed a little bit, but overall, it gives...
The victor writes the rules.
I always say history is written by the winners. But it's close, a little jaded in some places, but the one thing is I was there, and I was one of 4 people who knew that you were showing up, which started the whole Monday Night War thing. Really took it to it. Didn't start it, but it took it to a different level.
Well, what the hell? What's with this? You know who I am. But you don't know why I'm here.
We know you're coming in to make it. Nobody else does. The announcers don't know. Anybody knows. Nobody.
Larry Zbyszko is the one who's, to me, is responsible for the success of the NWO. Because the way they were talking to me, and I'm on guaranteed money, I don't care, whatever you want. I'm going to do whatever you say. They wanted me to come down and do an interview. And Zbyszko's like, no, he has to come through the crowd, like he doesn't work here.
Nobody's there except for you and probably Larry, and there's only a handful of guys who know at this time.
Well, the TV guys, right. Eric, the guys who are in charge of what's going to happen, they're all there. And it was Larry Zbyszko who went, no.
Larry says, no, you got to come through the crowd like it's a shoot.
Come through the crowd, like, no. And he was right. And he goes, no, you don't do the thing where you go beat the guys up. Like, no, go get the mic, and it's going to be real.
They didn't know.
No, they didn't know.
You could see that on their face, like, what the hell is that?
And who are they to go, like, wow, like, this must be something going on. I'm not going to, like, jump them, like...
Yeah, but they came and interrupted Mike Enos versus, I can't remember who.
It was...
Right in the middle.
It was a dude who's been around, too.
Steve Dahl?
I'd be hot. I'd be hot if somebody just interrupted my match. And that's even a better reason to do it that way.
Right. The bottom line is that shook it up. And I can remember when, now we know Kev's coming in too, and Bish saying, yeah, I'm thinking about calling Diesel Axel. I'm like, dude, his last name is Nash. His last name is Hall. Those are 2 cool names,
See, that's the first time I've ever heard that.
Yeah.
Because I remember being on TV, and as far as the fans know, it's Razor and Diesel,
right.
and Mean Gene's going, these filibusters, and he went, these outsiders. And I remember thinking, sweet, because I'm a big outsider mark from the movies.
Right,
That's where I get Dally from. Need a weed, Dally.
We were still in
the
era where people thought that you had to have that cool sounding name.
Yeah.
or or it wasn't going to get over.
I remember. How
about the Goldberg story?
I remember telling the merch people.
That
I
said
remember
it all.
telling the merch people, no, I don't want the outsiders, just outsiders. I picked out this graphic.
NWO was everything.
Sure. It was the guys that weren't figured into NWO were getting kind of paranoid, just getting beat every week, over and
Spray
over
paint.
everybody.
and over
Spray
again.
paint.
everybody.
I
Spray
get
paint.
it.
Beat you up and spray paint you.
Yeah, so I get it.
And
But at
that
the
way,
same time, I
Sting
want-
But
taking
what were
off
they
the
doing?
rafters was brilliant.
But the thing is,
just get me out of here.
At the same time, I want to say to those dudes, hey man, you couldn't even draw a house.
That's the thing.
The buildings were empty. So now this whole NWO thing's coming in, and like, you won't lay down and let us spray paint you? Because guess what? Down the road, when you spray paint us, it'll be way bigger.
If you look at where Sting was at the beginning of that, and then at the end. As far as popularity.
Yeah, but like I said, though, too, because everybody was getting beat down, and Sting was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Like, let me go up there and watch it up there. And it was the smartest move ever. Again, if you could find your niche somewhere, and I always say, there's better than, there's less than, there's different than.
And even just,
That's my
look
spot.
what,
I
look what just
I got my hand up.
Look what
I
just
got my
put-
hand up.
Okay. The floor is yours.
There was a time, no, we're talking about recruiting NWO people.
Right.
Was there not the time where you went, well, hell, if I'm not next, I don't even want to be in it?
That was it, man. Once I said,
Yeah, well.
I remember the one time that we teased it, where that was like with the red and black, that we teased that I was going to make that turn, and that's where Rodman comes out.
DDP, I know you're going to make the right decision tonight. So come on out and take the colors of the Wolfpack. I can't believe I'm going to do this. Man, there's nothing more important. Ow! Oh my goodness!
That was Rodman! And Hogan!
I was pretty impressed with Rodman's
I was
wrestling
too.
skills.
I was too.
Because he knew what to do in between.
Yes.
He would do something, but he knew the whole entertainment thing. You could tell he was a wrestling fan.
Yeah, most guys would have just walked around in a circle once and then went back to what they were doing.
He did the stuff.
And he knew how to back off. He'd even do a little bit of this.
he was money.
And Malone,
Whole flair.
and Malone did a hell of a job too.
Yeah,
he really
straight.
did. Just literally, just texted him the other day, Malone. It was a lot of fun being around him. Do you know he's the second leading scorer of all time? The second, and I mean by 1,500 points. He almost beat Jabbar, and if he didn't tweak his knee, I think he would have. Because he consistently every year 20-some points every year. So,
Okay, stop.
all right.
Bottom line
Stop
is,
Malone.
it's pretty
Talk about wrestling. Stop. Malone.
sweet to be a veteran
Let's
of
talk
Monday
wrestling.
night.
Get the hell out of here.
Killing me, Scott. Killing me.
Just with you.
No, but every time I open my mouth, dude, I can't even get a sentence out.
Sorry.
Anyway,
In 3, 2.
now I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Where did this survey come from?
Oh yeah.
That's huge. Like, people want to know that.
Hey, yo. You know what time it is? Survey time. So is everybody here in San Francisco to see WCW? Or is everybody here in San Francisco to see them? Survey says one more for the good guy.
I'm coming off this strong WWE TV where Razor's over like crazy as a babyface, and so is Big Diesel. And now we're here, but we're against your team. So the audience was split. So yeah, were they cheering? Yeah. So I'm going, hey, who you here to see? You here to see it, NWO? And they go, yeah, you're here to see. I just thought,
Thought it'd be funny to bury WCW even more.
My favorite part was the WCW. Like, oh, but
WCW.
WCW.
Was it ever even close?
I mean, yeah, a lot of towns.
No, we did.
A lot of towns
The more they-
WCW want to serve it.
No, but dude, that is one of the things you're the most known. Hey, yo.
If you really want to talk about what really went down on what was the turning thing of the Monday Night Wars is when Pac left. Pac left NWO,
Right.
went back, did a live interview on Monday Night Raw, and joined DX. And if you, I mean, it's proven. If you want to look what happened to the scale on the TV ratings, it shifted.
was a shift,
This
for sure.
cat shifted the ratings.
You look to your friends. You look to the clique. Yeah!
Well, look who's back.
And I get a call from one of my best friends in my entire life, Triple H. And he says, DX needs your help. Well, damn it, Triple H. Anytime you ever need anything from me, pal, you got it. And I got something else to say. Kevin Nash and Scott Hall would be standing right here with us if they weren't being held hostage by World Championship Wrestling. And that's a fact, Eric Bischoff. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I can't speak for Kev because he's not here, but I know how I felt. It was like, nah, man, like, we're done helping. Like, you fired my boy. You were sitting at home with a broken neck at the time. They fired you. They fired you by FedEx. I was like, wow, is that the way you treat my boy? Well, you know what?
I
ain't
look back
ain't
at
doing
things a
nothing.
lot different now, though. I just, I kind of understand why things were the way they were back then. You know, I mean,
Well, time-
we weren't the easiest guys to deal with either. Let's be honest with you. And
Speak for yourself, because personally, I thought I got along with everybody.
oh, okay. Well, just to let you know, that's not the case.
Just to let you know.
Don't you remember I was the good cop?
No.
You know, of course you remember.
No, it's always like, oh, you go ask them. They like you.
It's 2017. Mainly because of the network, everybody's still talking about the Monday Night Wars. I mean, how cool does that feel, man? Like, we're going to be part of history for a long time.
I feel really flattered that, like, now little kids, when
Yeah.
I make appearances, little kids come up to me and they have this click sign. They talk
Right.
about that and they talk about, man, this and that.
I don't think I ever thought at the time what we're doing right now is making history. And I guess, I don't know, I was just too busy, caught up in the moment.
How cool is it to be a part of, I mean, the NWO? I mean, it became, we should have changed, the company should have changed to the NWO.
You think?
I know.
You think?
I definitely think so.
Because I know we talked about, I remember you talking a lot about how maybe having a different show, an NWO show, and, you know, having the NWO themed pay-per-view.
I was under the impression that we were going to be a separate brand and it was going to be, instead of going, well, I like WCW, well, I like WWE, it was going to be like, well, I like WCW, oh, I like NWO. And I thought there was going to be a brand split within the company.
It would have been
And
way better.
I thought we would have had like a Saturday night, they had a 2-hour show. I thought at least 1 hour was going to be NWO. That's what I was told.
And now we got SmackDown versus Raw. I mean,
Yes. Well, I mean, originally, I remember, because I was here back when they decided to do the original brand split.
brand extension, right?
And I remember Vince at the time saying that he had to come up with his own competition.
Right.
And so that was the whole mindset there. Why do you think that we keep repeating the same theme over and over again, though?
It works.
It works.
And people, we need diversity. It has to be shook up, everything. I don't care what it is.
I want the two of you to compete, and I mean for real. You're going to be running SmackDown Live. You're going to be running Monday Night Raw, okay? I want you to compete in terms of television ratings. I want you to compete in terms of social media metrics. I want you to compete in terms of live event attendance records. I want you to compete in merchandise. I don't care what it is. Let the games begin.
I think that, that brand split thing works so well just because, even though everybody's on the same team, we are still competitive, right? Like
everybody.
It does work as far as, SmackDown wants to do better than Raw in the ratings, and Raw wants to do better than SmackDown.
And as one of the boys, you want to have the highest rated segment.
Both shows are live. So if quit bitching and moaning in the locker room about what you're not getting or what's not coming your way, guess what, bro? If you're so good, go out there and prove it. And that's what we did. That's what we did in our era. And now we get to sit around as bitter old timers. And
here's the reason why I think it works more than ever now. You just said it. SmackDown and Raw are both live.
Hell yeah.
And that's what made the difference of how it's working this time. Scotty, you got your nod in 2014. So what do you think about, maybe the NWO as a whole getting their nod, like the Four Horsemen did?
I remember breaking it. When I first broke into wrestling business, Ric Flair was the man.
God.
All these years later, he's still a man.
Still a man.
Yeah, right.
He's still a man. So for Rick to be the only two-time Hall of Famer, to me, is really cool. But then you kind of got to go like, well, okay, yeah, the Horsemen bow down, but let's recognize what the NWO did.
I agree.
I think that however many people they want to induct, they should induct them, but start with the original three.
Right.
And I'm available. Let me get this right. Biggest wrestling show in the world. You're going to feature me and treat me great. I'm available. Oh, another ring? Okay, great. I'm available. You have my address.
Hey, what did you put on the inside of your ring?
Well, because I assumed the NWO was going in,
Right.
I had Scott Hall on this because I assume when NWO goes in, I'll put Razor Ramon on that. But if I only get one, I want Scott Hall on it.
Ah.
Dally, I said this when I found out that you're being inducted. You've had a Hall of Fame career beyond a shadow of a doubt. But to me, like, the stuff you've done outside of it is Hall of Fame too, man. You're a Hall of Fame human being. And
this dude saved my life. He was already in the process of saving Jake's life. I'm not about to talk about Jake because Jake's not here.
Right.
But he saved my life because bro, what story you telling yourself, bro? What story you telling yourself? Dally got me thinking positive. Because in my mind, I was going, well, I've already had a great run. So, if it's all over and I drink myself and drug myself to death, like, hey, I've already had a good run. He's like, no, bro. What you doing, bro? He introduced me to, yeah, I drink the Kool-Aid, bro. I only eat organic.
yeah, me too.
Real food.
Yeah, grass-fed beef, free-range chicken, organic veggies, having hung around him. Because you can either hang around people who feed you negativity or people who feed you positivity. But anybody who knows Dally knows that this dude has so much love in him. And he has changed my life for the better. And we have a different relationship because of that. People, through his yoga company, DDP Yoga, people email him, and if they're not making progress, he'll call them and talk to them. He generally gets off on helping people.
You said that was my addiction.
Yeah, well, we've all got something.
Yeah.
We've all got something. Mine's ice water.
That's what it should be. I'm gonna be breathing a lot, man. I'll be breathing a lot before I come out there, but I know, this has been the most cathartic thing I've ever been through. It just, means a lot just all the way around. And the reason I asked you about the ring is because when she said that to me, Sue had said, so what do you want to put in your ring? I said, I don't know. I said, let me call you back. And as soon as I hung up, it hit me. I called her back. I said, work ethic equals dreams. Explanation point, DDP.
Strong.
And just what I felt, and what has happened there, and what's happening with everything with DDP Yoga and the transformation. And I tell people, man, if you ain't seen the resurrection, Jake the Snake, you need to go see it. And
The thing that sums things up for me about you is like that Zig Ziglar quote that you tell people a lot.
Right.
I mean, that says Dallas Page right there.
As you know, I believe I can get whatever I want. Anyone can get whatever they want as long as they help enough people get what they want. To be an overachiever, you must first be an overbeliever. Never, never give up the power you give yourself by believing in you. Thank you, WWE, for this amazing birthday present. Thank you, universe, for helping me leave the dream back.
Now we just got to get this knucklehead in.
That's next. He's there. He's coming.
Come on, I'm in no hurry.
Well, Spock, we see each other. We come across each other now a lot. And
Yeah.
It's great all the way around, but it was great catching up here on the table for three.
I love you, darling.
Yeah, man.
I love you, Pop.
I love you guys too.
I love you, man.
Very much.
I love you. There's not a lot of people that I feel comfortable saying that to, but I mean, when I found out I was scheduled to do this with you guys, I went, it's two of my favorite people in the whole world. But I want you guys to know personally how cool it is to me to be sitting here and you're taking time out of your schedule, and I just want to say thank you. Thanks for putting up.
Yeah, man. Honored to be your friend, man.
Thanks for putting up with me. Love you, darling.
Great
Love you,
time.
Pac.
I love you both, man.
Love you too.
Love you,
Awesome.
Pac.
It's a brotherhood. Check.
Yeah.